Allie Cody, and I am the founder of Avocado Alley, where we focus on healing through food and faith. Today we're going to talk about protein bars. Stay tuned until the end and I will tell you how to get my list of ingredients to avoid. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe below and ring the bell so you're notified every Friday when a new episode drops in. Protein bars. This is tough for me because for the most part, the dog. It's always the dog. You think it'd be the kids. Not the kids. It's the dog. It's the dog. Are you done? Are you done with your little rant? Hey, get out of there. Ugh. Protein bars. That's what we're talking about today. And this is kind of tough for me because for the most part, I'm against eating processed food. But I realize that sometimes you're in a bind, and even myself, every now and then, I will have something processed. So what do? Maybe you're out and about and you don't have any snacks and you're somewhere longer than you had planned to be. You can't find any whole foods. You can't find any fruits. You can't find any vegetables. You can't find any nuts or nut mixes. What do? You go into a convenience store and there's nothing available except the shelf of protein bars. Okay, it's your last resort. You're going to have a protein bar because you're starving, right? So how do you know which one to pick? I'll tell you, when I used to eat processed foods, I would notice every time I had a protein bar, within 24 to 48 hours, I got a cold sore. And that's just my personal experience with it. The bad news for all of us is that many protein bars have sugar alcohol, casein protein, dairy, and man-made chemicals, all of which have been linked to disease. So don't be fooled into thinking that protein bars are healthy, because anything that's processed and has chemicals has toxins in it, and toxins are linked to disease. All right, but the situation is we're in a bind, we can't find anything else, we're starving, and we have a whole bunch of protein bars in front of us. Let's start with the Zone Perfect protein bar. We are going to look into their cinnamon bun cookie dough bar. Sounds healthy, right? All right, so here we have the front of the package, and it tells us there's 11 grams of protein and 17 vitamins and minerals. Well, that sounds great. What we want to do after that is look at the nutrition list. And we can see here that there's a lot of sugar. Anytime there's double-digit sugars, it's bad. We don't want double-digit sugars. There's also high sodium and it contains cholesterol. It does, however, have a long list of vitamins and minerals. Well, that looks impressive. Incredible, actually. But we don't know the truth until we look at the actual ingredients. Let's read them here. All right, this protein bar by Zone Perfect contains almonds, eggs, milk, soy, brown rice syrup, sodium caseinate, soy protein isolate, cinnamon flavored chips. What's in those? Sugar, palm kernel, and palm oil, whey powder, ground cinnamon, non-fat dry milk solids, excuse me, anhydrous dextrose, soy lecithin, salt, natural flavor. Okay, that's all in the chips. Then we've got butter, which has cream and salt, sweet cream layer. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. That sweet cream layer has tapioca syrup, fructose, palm kernel oil, milk, protein isolate, natural flavor salt. Oh my goodness. I hate reading ingredients. How about you? I can't do it. I can't read the ingredients. Okay, I can tell you right now that that ingredient list is way too long. So ditch the Zone Perfect. We don't want that one. Let's look at the others on the shelf. The Power Bar is another popular choice, so let's look at one of theirs. I picked what looked to be a decent one, their Clean Whey protein bar, because whey is definitely a better protein than casein if we're talking relatively speaking. So it looks okay. This is the chocolate chip cookie dough flavor. Wow, another one that sounds oh so healthy. On the front, it tells us that it's got 20 grams of protein, 2 grams of sugar, and only 5 grams or less of net carbs. Okay, well, 20 grams of protein, that's almost half the protein that ladies are recommended to consume each day, and almost a third of the protein recommended for men. And then the 2 grams of sugar, that looks good. And well, carbs aren't necessarily bad for you, but processed carbs are bad. So under 5 grams, that's good. Next we go where? To the nutrient listing. And we're going to look at this label. What stands out to me first is the 8 grams of sugar alcohol. Not something that we want to be consuming. There's only 10 milligrams of cholesterol, so that's not bad. The sodium, however, is high. Now let's look at the ingredients and find out where these nutrients are coming from. They're coming from this Power Bar protein blend that has whey protein isolate, milk protein isolate, inulin, soluble corn fiber, glycerin, cashews, erythritol, coconut oil, water. I'm not going to read it all. Now the list is a little bit less than that Zone Perfect, so we're getting better. The things that concern me on this list are the dairy and the, I won't say it right, the erythritol. Well, that's just sugar alcohol. That's at 8 grams of sugar alcohol that no one needs to be consuming. The sugar alcohol is connected to diarrhea, and it can be a gastrointestinal nightmare. So 0 grams, 0 grams, that's ideal. While researching, I was also happy to see that Power Bar makes a plant-based option. So let's go in there and let's look at that. It has 10 to 11 grams of protein, not too bad when you remember that we're only recommended to have 46 grams, that's for women, a day, and men are only recommended to have 56 grams of protein a day, and this is just a snack, right? So not too bad, that's good. There are no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or colors, and no gluten or soy ingredients. It doesn't contain any cholesterol, which makes sense since it's plant-based. So what does it contain? All right, we're going to look at the nutrition facts here. The sodium's a little higher than I would want it. And then let's go and look at the actual ingredients. Our list is getting shorter. Yay! The actual ingredients are almonds, inulin, cane syrup, invert. In fact, invert sugar is something that's found naturally in honey and maple syrup. So it is a bit healthier than the high fructose corn syrup. We've got dark chocolate, the best kind, flavored coating, which has sugar, palm kernel oil, cocoa powder, sunflower lecithin, salt. I'm not going to read everything. You can see it right here, but the list is getting shorter. So we're on the right track. Let's see if we can find a protein bar that has even fewer ingredients. Okay, I did it. I found RX bars. Let's take a look at these. I haven't eaten them yet, and I don't do the process, so if you have tried one of these, let me know how it is. I don't have any animal products. I am strictly plant-based. Some of my clients are, some aren't. But if you're going to eat an animal product, egg whites are about the best, the healthiest of the animal foods that you can get. But what I love here is that instead of listing nutrients on the front like all the other protein bars, they actually list the real food ingredients. But to know for sure, we still want to investigate the back, starting with the nutrition list. Okay, there's no cholesterol because egg whites don't have any cholesterol. It is the only animal food that I know of that is void of cholesterol. There are 13 grams of sugar. So we're in the double digits, but look there, it's all natural. So it's from fruits. So not too bad. I'm actually really surprised. And let's look at the actual ingredients, all of the actual ingredients. Wow, that is a short list. Okay, all right, RX bar, I'm gonna give it to you. Well done. As far as process goes, not too bad. Now I can't quite give my blessing on any processed foods because that's just not who I am. That's not what I do. But if you're in a bind and you're unprepared, you want to find the processed food that has the shortest list of ingredients. Although you do want to avoid, of course, anything that you can't pronounce. For the most part, if you can't pronounce it, it's not good for you. You also want to avoid added sugars, and that's my freebie today. If you join my Facebook group, it's going to ask you to put in your email address, and then I want you to put in the code protein bar. Okay, so let's recap here. The deal with processed foods is, even if it has a short list of ingredients, it still has some toxins in it. And the more ingredients and the more things you can't pronounce, the more chemicals are in there. When our body has toxins, then it gets inflamed. You know, just like when you have a wound and it gets inflamed. And when our body is inflamed and trying to fight off those toxins, we're not going to lose weight and we're not going to be healthy. When you eat natural and when you avoid processed foods, man, it certainly takes a lot of stress out of eating. I want you to learn to have a love-love relationship with food again. And most importantly, I don't want you to stress about food. I know there's all these studies and this is dangerous and that is dangerous and it seems like you just can't win. Well, it really can be simplified, and I'm here to help you with that. As I mentioned, we focus here on healing through food and faith. So let's get a bit of that faith right now. If we look in the Bible at Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 to 27, what does it say? Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? No, we can't. Eat the food that God has provided us. Try to avoid man-made food as much as possible, and relax and enjoy your life.